Good day, YouTube. It is the 3rd of December 2022, and we're going to jump back on and work on this 1988 Club Car golf cart. This is a gas version. It's got the 8-horse Kawasaki engine in it. It's quite honestly been sitting since we were doing some paint correction and so forth. This is one I've done a Rust-Oleum paint job on and never really brought it to completion. Not really sure what I was going to do with it. I didn't feel it was a good enough golf cart to really go crazy and spend big money, and all that's kind of old. The engine's a flathead. I do like Kawasaki engines though, but I'm not really sure how good that engine is. So I just kept it conservative and then just kind of parked it. But this summer, my nephew, my dad, and I are gonna follow a race series for 8 days and take our RVs and such. And once again, having a golf cart to run around at an event like that would be pretty cool. So I think we're gonna fire this thing back up, try to get it running again because it has been sitting a while, and take it to another level. Not to a very high level, but we're going to take it to another level, get it done, get it ready, and maybe test run it somewhere. So here's what we've got. Did try to fire it up yesterday, and it does have a new carburetor on it. In fact, it's the second new carburetor I put on it, but it has been sitting, and it does have a fuel pump. So it's not gravity fed. So there is fuel in it. It's non-ethanol fuel, but there wasn't anything in the carburetor. It kind of dried out, and the needle and seat have stuck closed. So yeah, it'll fire right up with a spray of starter fluid, but no fuel is getting into the bowl of the carburetor. So we're gonna have to pull the carburetor off and free that up and put it back on, and she should run fine. At that point, we might drive it around into what I call the milking room here at the barn, and put it up on the lift over there, where we've got a little bit of heat, and we'll make a parts list and see where we're headed with this thing. Again, it's 3 of us going, so I believe we're gonna put a back seat on this thing. We'll get one, if everything sorts out, we'll get one coming, and a couple other things. So let's get I started to take the air filter off and go, that's right, I want to show you guys what we're doing. So I stopped, put the brakes on, and we'll get this thing filmed while we go. But let's pull the air cleaner off and get the carburetor off. Should just be able to just free up the needle and seat, put it back together, and fire in the hole. All right, here we go. All right, I got the carb off. You're gonna look right there, and we're gonna spin the engine over. It's in maintenance mode, which means, here I'll show you. See that little yellow clip right there? It's on the back of the forward reverse lever. If you spin that, you can go into what's called maintenance mode, which means it won't drive in forward or reverse, but it will run in neutral, which it won't do if it's in drive mode. So it's in maintenance mode. We're going to spin the engine over. We're looking for fuel to come out the fuel line. I believe it will. I didn't test it all the way to the carburetor, but I tested it out of the fuel pump yesterday. So let's see what we got. It's coming out. All right, let's open up the carb. All right, let's open it up. See what's inside. Like I say, pretty sure it's just stuck closed. The fuel that did come out of the fuel pump there was Looked a little older than I remember. What's in the tank seems good, but what's in the line may have turned a little. So I did pump it out. There is something in there, and it doesn't smell good. Yep, there we go. I think it was just old yucky gas. We're gonna have to clean that up a little bit. Hang on. Okay, so yeah, my bad. It's a little dirtier than I thought. Well, let's get it clean. Pop the float. Yep. Needle stuck. It's stuck. It's not coming out. Try and put a little stuff down there to break the tension on it. One of my subscribers suggested that from a previous video. Making sure the main jet is clear. And she's coming out. I don't know what this is. I think it's a vent. Yeah, it's a vent. But still the needle is stuck. I don't want to... Again, this is the second new carburetor I put on this thing because the needle and seat didn't hold. And now I've let it get dirty. Let me sneak a screwdriver out of here. It's not moving. All right, let me clean this up, get that needle out, and get it cleaned up. Hope that it survived. All right, needle finally popped out, which is good. Hope it still remembers how to seal. I guess there's only one way to find out. I probably need to hang it on the float. The bowl cleaned out. Let's wipe the float off a little bit in case it's got some goop on it. Okay. We'll slide the float, or the needle back on the float. Like so. Drop it back in. Put the pin back in. like so. Maybe that golf cart's been sitting 2 years. Funny how time flies. Alright. There we go. The linkage. Should we go put it back on? See what happens? Well, should we see if it'll start? Carburetor's back on, fuel line's hooked up, linkage is hooked up, left the air cleaner off. Alright. Haven't developed a choke for this yet. Let's shoot at it. Come on, let's go. Like it's still not getting gas. What the heck? Let me fiddle with this thing for a little while, will you? Alright gang, here's what we're going to do. We're draining the fuel out of this thing. I got a can underneath there, jacked it up a little bit. I turned the motor over to kind of start a siphon through the pump, and it seems to be working. So we're going to let that drain slowly. I took the carburetor apart again. A little bit of crap in there. So I took the filter and stuff out. We'll put a new filter in it, and we're going to throw that carburetor in the ultrasonic tank as well. So it's all back apart. I got the ultrasonic in here warming up. So I'm gonna run and get another can of non-ethanol. I got 5 gallons here, plus I have my 30-gallon fuel station, but it's convenient for me to just go get some. So I'm gonna do that. So we'll have fresh fuel in it, fresh filter, all new lines, clean carburetor. Dang it, this thing should run. I don't understand why this carburetor's not working. The emulsion tube is clean and clear. Everything appears to be good. I took it apart, and we're gonna throw it in the tank when it warms up. So I'll be back a little bit, and we'll get this party started. All right, we're ready. I got one of these little tea bag things, or whatever you call them, tea makers, to put the little parts in so we don't lose them in the ultrasonic. So all the jets, right? All the little parts. I'm not going to do the needle or seat. I don't want to take a chance of hurting it. So we got the carburetor body and the bowl. Guess we could put the nut in there. Alright, let's put them in. This thing has heated up to 25 Celsius, whatever the heck that is. It's warm. We'll hook that there. Excuse me. I use Zep commercial degreaser and water. I think it's 50% cut. Probably use a little more water in there actually. Hang on. I'm back. Just to cover the carburetor. All right. Let's give that 10 minutes, 12, let's give it 13. All right, have fun. I think we're all done draining fuel out. Let's go check. Yes, the fuel tank is empty. So, the fuel line out of there. Oh boy. Possibly a bigger tank than I anticipated it was. And I guess there's probably 3 gallons in there. Down periscope. Okay. Just wait for that carburetor to get done. It will put some gas back in it. Maybe it'll run this time. So I think my recollection of the fuel is inaccurate. So anyway, my bad. We're gonna make it right, though. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me wait for that carburetor to get done. I'll do a few other little things and I'll get right back to you. All right, let's get this carburetor out of here. Yeah, 24 is warm. It's not hot. I should put me a little chart so I know how the metric temperature is supposed to work. Alright. This degreaser works pretty good. You can leave it in there too long. Don't leave it in there too long. Half an hour is too long. Copy that? Right. Just setting this in the bucket. We'll just spray them out, wipe them out. Again, this is just like industrial soap. So it's not caustic or flammable or any of the above. Yep. Excuse me. Like it was new. Get my tea bag out. And get all the stuff out. That's it. Turn it off. Off. All right. Whoop. Here we go. It's soapy. I think we'll just dry those off. Grab a blue towel. Let me get this thing running. I can't push this golf cart all the way into the shop around in the gravel and such. It's not only heavy, the drivetrain in it makes it difficult to push. All right. You get another towel from a dirty bench. Just clean the bowl. You could eat out of this. Right. And the gasket. Alright, let me put this together. Kind of boring. Okay, final assembly. We got the needle seat. Needle in the seat. Float is installed. Main jet, emulsion tube. It's all clean and clear. Go down there. There we go. Let's go out here. Come on. Start in there. Thank you. Drop this in there. It goes tight. And this adjuster screw was only out a half a turn. Right or wrong, that's what it was. So we'll take it in tight, come out a half a turn. Tight, half a turn. All right. I'm gonna go put this bad boy back in again. Okie doke. Carburetor's on. Gas is in. At 2.5 gallons gave it about a quarter tank. So it's a pretty big tank. We're ready. Gosh, I hope it runs this time. Got a new fuel filter. All the lines are new. I'm short a couple clamps. I mean, I've got them. I just didn't put them on. But the lines are all tight. Let's do this. Come on. Run this time. We got fuel up there by now. don't get it. Alright, let me fiddle. Well guys, this thing is trying to beat me. I'm not sure what's going on, but I went out in the shed and found the other carburetor, the last carburetor that was on this, that the needle and seat didn't hold, and actually spilled fuel out all night long on that thing. And anyway, I put it on. I took the old one apart, a tiny little bit of dirt in there, but I don't understand what's going on. Let's see what this one does. Let's pump some fuel in there. Let's run. If it runs, I'll just order another new one. That's all there is to it. Gas is coming out the carburetor. Again, the needle and seat are not holding. Yep, coming out the vent. Alright. So one gets too much gas and one doesn't get enough gas. Danger. Well, you should know what I got to do. Let's get online, order a carburetor for it. I think this video's ended up to be very long, so I think we'll end this here, and we'll resume when the new carburetor shows up. This one's gonna flood it out. That's what it was doing, why I took it off. Surprised I even saved it, but parts, you know. So I do not know what's wrong with the one that was on it. It's spotless. Cleaned it 3 times. But whatever, I'll get another one coming, guys, and then we're gonna proceed with this golf cart project, right? Stand by. Let me throw the needle from the other carburetor into this carburetor. With the seat, nothing you can do about that, but maybe it's just a needle. I did take the needle out, tried to clean it, didn't work. Let me swap the float and the needle into this carburetor. I'll take it off one more time. Okay, the 2 carburetors have now become 1 carburetor. I don't know if it's become 1 good carburetor or not. Only one way to find out. Let's try this again. Key on. Fill with fuel. It's already spitting out the carburetor. Not good. Keeper on my little linkage here, so it was not getting throttle. The idle set a little high, but it was idling. Alright, let me adjust it. Maybe it wants to cooperate. Maybe. guess it's gonna run. I'll zoom you in and show you what I was attempting to adjust. Zoom you in. So there's a idle stop. You can see, right? See if I can do this. Whoa. There's an idle stop right there. So I was just backing that off, and then that lean, rich screw right there. I was trying to get it to rev, and it was coughing a little bit. I'm gonna watch this over the next hour or so and see how the needle and seat are holding. Again, I came in here when that carburetor was on with a bad needle and seat, and it had fuel all over my shop. It's kind of scary. So maybe this will be okay, and maybe I can drive it around and put it in the other shop. That'd be cool. So let me take a break, and we'll see about that. Well, let's take it for a ride, shall we? A little tight quarters around here. This motor's kind of tired though. Leave your foot on the gas a little bit, it will idle nice. Shoot for that little hole. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video, guys and gals. We got her up and running, and let the upgrades and shenanigans begin. I'm going to see if I can get it in the milking room shop. And we'll catch you guys on the next video. See that door? Yeah. That's where we're headed. Alright, thanks guys.